Hey guys, welcome to my channel, Statements by Rainbow, and I'm Rainbow. So in this story, we will be talking about a case out in Florida of AADEN Lee Batista. He was born May the 2nd, 2008. He was a month away from turning 2 years old when he tragically passed April 8th, 2010. AADEN had spent most of his weekdays with his mother and the weekends with his dad and the grandparents, which were the dad parents, where there was a lot of love and structure. AADEN was a blue-eyed, very bright, fast learner, little baby that knew his colors by 18 months. AADEN liked it to explore and go on fishing trips with his dad, and his grandmother would teach him songs that he liked it to repeat in front of the family and stuff. His favorite buddy was his little stuffed animal bear that he called Buddy, which was always by his side. AADEN enjoyed being on the swings. He liked to ask, he of course, as most kids do, ask his mom to push him higher. Times AADEN would go chasing butterflies and catching tadpoles and putting them in a jar. AADEN's mother was no longer with his dad. She had quickly ended up getting a live-in boyfriend, which the boyfriend had a list of things on his background. And he had not too long got released from being locked up. He had violent-related charges such as child abuse, assault on an officer, aggravated assault, as well as domestic violence. AADEN's mother worked a lot as a medical assistant at a hospital, so she would leave the boyfriend to watch AADEN for at this time about 2 months. The dad and grandparents would see less of AADEN. It was stated by friends and neighbors that the boyfriend had seemed withdrawn, impatient, had difficulty engaging and having conversation. It was stated that it was very tense in the apartment. There was a lot of hostility and yelling and outbursts. They regularly heard AADEN screaming and crying, and the boyfriend. It was also stated that the way the boyfriend handled AADEN made others uncomfortable. A friend had visited the home and noticed AADEN pale and trembling, with marks on his arms from cigarette burns. When the boyfriend was questioned, the friend was asked to leave. Days prior, the boyfriend was seen holding AADEN by his ankles upside down for several minutes, screaming and shaking AADEN, while AADEN was grasping for breath and turning red. The police was called, but of course the boyfriend stated everything was okay. After this incident, marks were noticed around AADEN's cheeks, as well as his eye being swollen half closed. When questioned by someone, the boyfriend had stated that AADEN had failed and that he was a brat, and for that person to mind their business. Moving on to the fatal day. The boyfriend had let AADEN around about 7 something go to a neighbor's house of a 13-year-old girl so he could play video games himself. The boyfriend went to go get AADEN and bring her back home and to allegedly give him a bath. He alleged that after the bath that he had placed AADEN on top of the closed toilet stool to dry him off, and for a second that he had turned to grab AADEN's toothbrush so he could brush his teeth as well. And when he had turned, that he just heard this loud sound, but he didn't see the actual fall. He said AADEN had cried for a few minutes and then stopped, and he gave him some apple juice and sent him to bed so he could continue to play video games with his friend. But neighbors had stated that around about 9 p.m. they had heard yelling, "Shut up, I told you to go to bed." When AADEN's mother got home, the lights were dim, and the boyfriend had stated that AADEN was asleep, but something didn't feel right to the mother. AADEN was taken to the hospital, and AADEN's mother and biological father stayed by his side, but he unfortunately passed 24 days before his second birthday. The story that the boyfriend was given about the toilet and the bath and falling wasn't adding up to the injuries, and definitely not to just one incident. The boyfriend was calm and distant from what was the reality of what was going on. His answers was very short. AADEN's mother was confused on how things turned for the worst so quickly. The boyfriend continued to deny the abuse as well as contributing to the passing of AADEN. Eventually, he admitted at the police station that he had grabbed AADEN by the legs and had viciously shaken him and slamming his head to the floor. He stated allegedly it wasn't planned, but he was frustrated. Even though he was telling what was going on, he continued to be avoidant of the situation and deflected. The boyfriend was charged with third-degree murder, aggravated child abuse, and he was sentenced to life in prison. In 2014, a church had a ceremony for a park in front of the sanctuary named in the honor of AADEN, calling it AADEN's Playhouse. Nothing. My thoughts. Another case where a mother turns and act like she don't see what's going on. I guess it's a thing of I'm scared, maybe, or maybe this shows him how much I love him. If we don't do these type of things, we can never put our head in the minds of these people. But you turn a blind eye, and the field you work in, like, come on. I think people think they got human punching bags. I really do. Be careful who your kids is around, but also if you do know something going on, have the decency to give the child to somebody, make an anonymous phone call, something, send the child away, do something. But it just baffles me, because there's no way that you're going to continue to do things to my child. There's not. That could be a slip up. And even that slip up, it better be checked, and it depends on the slip up. So, and then these is babies, so you can't even afford a slip up. Now, they teenagers, you might can't. But then I keep seeing that a lot of the times it's close to the child's birthday. Like, do they get so mad and angry that in their mind, this joker ain't gonna make it to the birthday, you know? I don't know. What's y'all thoughts on AADEN story? Make sure you leave your comments down below. I want to see what y'all think. Thank y'all for watching.